automatically turning the pusher function off, so you don't end up pushing too much stuff out of the bunker. Because as you see here, I can push, when I'm pushing stuff forward, the bucket loads. Let's get the bucket a little flatter. So the bucket's going to load, but it's actually going to be credited with holding much more than 2,500. So when I scoop the bucket up, some of it drops to the ground. And when you are when you're scooping silage with a bucket, it will pick up more than it's allowed to, but it can't drop it on the ground in the bunker for some reason. So what you end up with is too much silage in your bucket, and the only place it can drop it is outside the bunker. So that's what I'm trying to do here, is to scoop it away from the entrance to the bucket, to the clamp. Now we've only got 222, so chances are we haven't picked up too much, but I do have the bucket too low to the ground, so I can't steer. Okay, how's about we do this then? Still don't have a full bucket, so I might be able to scoop another little bit on the edge here. There we go. And there you go. I just dumped a load of silage off outside the bunker because the bucket was carrying too much. Carefully drop this inside the bunker. Okay. And once I've dealt with this end, we'll go back to rolling from the other end so that we're not dragging anything outside. And not full. Well, I might be full, more than it can cope with. So again, if I can fill in that edge a bit, then it'll make the top of the clamp very flat. Come on. You know you want to do that. Okay. Guess we're going for a drive-through. Still not paying any attention to. Compaction. Okay, I would say the stuff on this north side is well inside the clamp. The south side might be a little challenging, so that's fine. Let's lift the bucket up a little. Oh. Problem with what I'm doing here is every time I drive in here, I push a little bit further back out, which means I have to go and collect it again. Now there are some mod buckets that you can turn off the pusher function of a bucket. OCD Farmer says he wants all the silage in the pack clamp, so that's what we're going to attempt here. How am I doing? 2,400. Ugh. Okay, I think now is the time to run down the other end and just roll this puppy down until it's flat. Not use the bucket, and then we'll come down to that other end and just scoop up what little there is. But I kind of want this thing compacted now, rather than wasting quite so much time shoveling stuff. Because part of the problem doing this is when you're rolling it, you're compacting it, but when you shovel more in, it will reduce the compacted percentage by a few points. So I'm going up to 49, then I'm dropping some more in, going down to 48, and then rolling up to 49 again, and it's just kind of self-defeating. And I am stuck. Ooh. Go. And sometimes what you need to do is just get a little bit of momentum and it'll take care of the rest. So it would be nice, I think, if there was a little bit more flexibility in the 3-point hitch when we're doing this. Because while I'm driving on a flat bit, the roller's working fine. If I start climbing, so to the right there's a large mound in the way. But as soon as the tractor starts climbing that, the roller digs in and you lose all the traction. Plus, you're probably lifting the back wheel up as well, so it's not hitting the ground where it needs to. Still, we're definitely working this. We're over 58%. Probably not going to cut that other field this time. Oh, we were only at 56. Shoot. Now we're at 58. Yay. Darkness comes very quickly today. Well, May, what is it? March, April, May. It's the end of spring. Yeah, May. May Day. Well, sort of the middle end of spring, I guess. June 1 and 2 and possibly 3 would also be considered spring. June 4 definitely summer. But that is, I guess, the first cut of silage for the year. Yay. We did run through most of the contracts, which is good. Don't want to roll this too far back to the entrance. So now that I've smoothed this out, I've probably got it sufficiently flat that coarse play would actually work on this bunker now. The other way to fix it would possibly be to have some sort of wheel loader with a huge bucket and tip the grass outside of the bunker and then shovel it, push it, roll it in with a wheel loader. We don't have the cash for that, so that's something we could consider sometime in the future when we have enough fields and enough equipment and have money to spare for luxury equipment. We're up to 70%, so not too shabby. I think the train wheels do help. There is a mod that would tell me how heavy this setup is. I'll get a class Zerian, stick the roller on that and see what's what. I think back on Lawfolds I did end up using a class Zerian for silage compacting. Can't remember. It was such a long time ago. Okay, this is definitely getting towards the end. Still, not going to be selling in the dark, so we're going to have to wait till June 2 to sell all this. But at least we know it will be ready on June 2 if we get it done by tonight. Then we have to figure out what we're doing for the rest of the month. Obviously we've got the corn to plant. I'll leave off fertilising that until first stage growth. I'm probably going to need a weeder because we don't have one. But that's all next month. So even if I don't have a weeder, I don't have the other stuff. Enough money for fertilizer for corn. That's okay because we'll sell this on June 2 and the crop won't be too far gone or grown for us to go out into the field and do all the fancy work there. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Rolling, yes, indeed, not rolling. Precision farming. Our score is up to 73. We have problems with weed control, because we don't. We have problems with tillage, because again, we're not direct drilling, so that's a problem for us. Let's have a look. That field is now on 80. Problem is I don't remember what they were on. So that's 80, that's 77. Problems with tillage, problems with weed control. And the problem is, because we never get weeds in this field, it's never going to improve. This field is the same. Problems with tillage and weeds, problems with tillage and weeds. But everything else, that's in a sad state, but we haven't harvested that one. What's that? Select that field. What's soil sampling? So we've got 100% score for soil sampling, and it's 50% for everything else, because we haven't harvested this field yet. So as soon as we get maize into it and get the harvesting started, then that will improve. But again, it will probably only improve to about 80 points because of the lack of direct drilling that we're doing. I can't really avoid that right now. Eventually we will be able to, but so long as we keep the lime perfect, the fertilizer perfect, we'll 100% those. Weeds might drop from 100% perfect because you have to spray them to get 100%, and quite frankly, I don't have a sprayer. I'm not planning to spray weeds for a long time yet, so we'll be doing mechanical weed control, which does give you some benefit. It benefits the yield most of all, and you make more money from the more yield you get controlling the weeds than you do from the yield loss that you get from spraying for weeds. And the environmental bonus doesn't make up for that difference. Now, there is a cheat. You can mechanically pull up all your weeds and then get a sprayer with the weed sensor. You fill it up with 1 litre of herbicide and send a worker out to the field to spray the field. The field will get sprayed. You will get 100% credit for dealing with the weeds using herbicide, and you won't use any herbicide doing it. So because you don't use any herbicide to actually do it, the yields of the crops are the best they'll be. You don't lose the 10% for having stuff. Okay, what am I doing? 92. I think once we're done with this, I'll do a quick check on what's going on at the store as far as new store sales is concerned, and we will sleep till May 2, and then we'll see what jobs come up on contracts. 95 already. This is good. So nearly done. So as soon as we get to probably 98, 99, we'll take the bucket over to the east end and shovel up any grass that's outside. I can then dump it on the west end and finish rolling. Okay, let's lift that up. Yeah, we got a good few feet of leeway at that end of the clamp. Oop. Back up a bit more. I think I want it. Just about there. It's probably the end of the bunker. Uh-oh. Too much. I'm going to drop this off at the other end. We'll come back and get that smaller piece of what will be silage, because I don't want to waste any. It's a valuable commodity, and we need all the valuable stuff we can find. Okay, bucket's empty. We're at 99%. Probably don't even need the roller for the rest of this. Scoop. All right. Magic. We will drop this back here. We'll take our chunky overweight tractor back into the silage bunker and get this last bit poured. There we go. 99, 100. So back it on out of here. Awesome. So what did we end up with? 541,809. That's not bad. Cover that over. I think that's about how much maize silage we got last year from that one maize field. So we've actually done much better, or we've got about as much grass silage as we have maize silage. And I think maize silage and grass silage are the same value. So there's that. Whole crop silage is more valuable. And we could consider doing things like barley and what have you eventually. The problem with doing whole crop silage is the silage that, or the crop that we use, we can't actually get to two harvests in a field. It's either whole crop or it's maize and grass or it's 3 grass. At least on this calendar. Alrighty, I can turn the front. Whoops, let's turn the front lights off. Oh, and the back lights, why not? Turn the back lights off. Turn the engine off. That could also do with a. Can't see where I'm going. There we go. Alrighty, so for the most part, we are good. I was going to check store sales, although I don't have to do it right now. Oh, there's a thing. slurry injector. There used to be a slurry tank, but I think that's dropped off. That's a nice little 10-ton trailer, which at that price, that's not bad. Valtra T again is kind of cool, but don't need that. So we are going to, I think, sleep till 7 o'clock. Since we're getting into 12-hour days, sunset about 7 o'clock last night, so 7 o'clock should be very bright. We could probably get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, all things considered. It is raining though. That's a little bit sad. So, things to do today. We're in second week of May. We can plant corn, we can plant sunflowers, soybeans, potatoes, sugar beets, sorghum and grapes. We can plant, and barley. Well, there you go. So a whole crop barley could work as well. You plant the barley, you harvest the barley with the doodad, the forage harvester, and we've got a period we could plant grass. But with the corn, see, we've got planting here, we've got 2 months that we can plant the corn. I fully expect the corn to be ready to go first day in October, regardless of when I plant it anytime during May. It's when you have 2 months of planting here, and then you've got another 3 over there. Those 3 probably July harvest, August harvest. These 2 September harvest. So it is what it is. Grass we can harvest from this month through to November, and we can plant it through to November. So long as we've got crops off the ground, we can plant more grass in November and then harvest it in May, like we did this year. That's a viable plan. We have a fertilizing contract. The rolling contract's still there, so we could take out and earn ourselves some more money for fertilization. Raining at the moment, so not going to happen. And in the store, oh, they sold the attachment for the little truck. The Valtra T's still there. The man truck's still there. That's still there. Oh, we got that plus that. That's all that. Ooh, that's a 20,000 litre. That's a 30,000 litre. And there's a weeder. Pulls out weeds. That's nice. Windrower. The mulcher. And a logging tractor, I guess. Well, I think I'm going to call it here. It's 10 after 12, so we've been going a while. Next week, Mrs. Osa will be back. The kids will be over, so there will be noises in the background, although people do tend to sleep in on a Saturday, except the 5-year-old boy, who tends to wake up and demand everybody feed him. But anyway, we've got that to look forward to next week. There's no jobs today, so I've got to plant 2 fields of maize. I may do that off camera, or I may do one and see what happens. But for right now, it's raining. There's no field work because we have the mud, mod and rain pane, so we're probably not going to be able to do any work until 2 o'clock in the afternoon anyway. But we've got, as I said, we've got May 2, 3 and 4 to get the corn into the ground, and then June we'll be looking at fertilizing and weeding. June 2 we'll be able to sell the silage, which should be somewhere around 100,000 income, which might pay for, that should pay off the small loan and might get us a weeder. So all good things. But I think for now I'm going to say thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, but for right now, I'm out of here. Have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.